Hi from my platform, Linda's TV show. If it is your first time, you are welcome. Please, after watching this video, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. It is very, very important because it will enable you to know when I upload a new video. Here we upload videos on daily basis as it is happening. We are bringing it live and direct, undirected to you. After watching, you are free to criticize, you are free to say your opinion, but let us say it constructively. Myself, Linda, will be standing here watching this video together with you from the beginning to the end. Then we'll go to the comment section. I appreciate you all, my lovely subscribers, followers, those who comment and share this video as we watch the video right now.
The noise making on social media is part of the modern freedom fighting to create awareness to those who may not have the opportunity to know the details and the reason why Biafra must exit Nigeria. It may also be for their own good. So the noise making in social media and all that is completely part of it. And those who tell you that you make noise on social media, do not listen to them. They are only trying to demoralize you. The more they ask you not to make noise on social media, the more you should come often on social media to make noise about your freedom. Because they want to use intimidation and emotional blackmail to make you to stop making noise on social media. So this evening, I want to encourage Biafran people to go to social media and make noise. You must continue to make noise on social media until the last day that we are going to have a final declaration of Biafra and defend it. Your noise must not stop. Do not fall to the emotional blackmail of the enemy of Biafra. I want to also respond to those who will be making references to how the terrorist Fulanis, Boko Haram, and their likes operate, trying to tell us how to fight our freedom because we come to social media to make noise. We want to respond to them today as well, as we have always done in our previous State of the Nation broadcast, that we are not terrorists, so we cannot operate like them. Today, our response is that fighting for freedom have to do with the right to govern ourselves and make decisions for our future as people. This is not what the terrorists are fighting for. The terrorist ideology is completely different from ours. And I will dare want to make reference again today from a man called Abu Musab al-Suri, one of the main Al-Qaeda ideologists who have championed a massive societal indoctrination campaign to promote the tenet of the militant jihad among Muslims worldwide. This ideology seems to have made very deep inroad around the world, and of course in the life of those called self-described jihadists, as they rely heavily upon that particular ideology and promote suicide oppression, claiming that the reward referred to in Islamic scripture will be accorded to those who carry out such act. That is not the path that the Biafra people are taking as we embark on the liberation of Biafra. Suicide terrorists are seen not as cold-blooded killers, but as suicidal. And they see them as heroes in the eyes of many. this shift in value occurs slowly, very, very slowly. It occurs. And I want to tell you today that suicide terrorism first found acceptance in Palestine. This Palestine, that the man who paraded himself as the president of Nigeria will always go to defend at the UN General Assembly. And of course, over time, it was increasingly utilized for fighting occupation for a place like in Chechnya, Kashmir, Afghanistan, Iraq, and of course, in different and other places around the world. I want to inform you people today that chillingly, there is also a minority endorsement of this abominable and atrocious act of suicide terrorism, even inside the United Kingdom. We have witnessed over the years the endorsement in some part of the United Kingdom, likewise the involvement of the female terrorists. They have also become increasingly more commonplace, and of course they have to debate it amongst terrorism perpetrators. It has even extended to whether biological or radiological weapons are justifiable in fighting the militant jihad. It is very, very imperative for Biafrans, as a spokesperson of Biafra, for me to draw lines from this historic event. Al-Qaeda and its affiliate are expert in taking advantage of local conflict. These terrorists are very, very expert in taking advantage of the conflict, local conflict, and grievances, and adopting their ideology to local circumstances. And this is exactly what the Nigeria state is doing today. When the terrorists attack and kill our people in their villages, they take advantage of local conflict. They tell you it is herders, farmers, clashes. If the world can understand how the terrorists, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and its affiliate take advantage of communal clashes, conflict, grievances between communities, and using it as an advantage to tell you herders, farmers, clashes, which has been the narrative for many years of conquest in Nigeria. That will tell you that Nigeria government is directly involved in the sponsoring of terrorism. Because the narrative they try to tell you is to use the advantage of the clashes between ethnic groups. And of course, this advantage they have used very well. But today, Biafra has destroyed that narrative. It is no longer sellable. The next question I want to ask: does the Southeast governors are aware that Nigeria has met all the characteristics? The Nigeria federal government, controlled by Fulani, has made all the characteristics of a government that sponsors terrorism, including sponsoring the conquest of their own people by the fact that they take advantage of grievances, local conflict, and adopting this ideology to local circumstances. If they don't know this before today, please inform them that Nigeria government, by inactions, have met every requirement to be tagged as a terrorist state. Today, we want to also inform Biafrans that to fight terrorism, we must therefore understand the pervasiveness of the so-called Islamic ideology, stand to and adopt to reverse the radicalization in the mainstream Islamic discourse. The world and its communities have bear us witness on our civil approach to this Biafra liberation. The crisis in Biafra land, the planned annihilation of Biafra people, the ethnic cleansing which the governors of the Southeast have directly participated and aided the Nigeria government in quest to maintain their status quo. We therefore, again today, redeclaring we cannot stand idle and watch the total extermination of our people by the Fulani federal government of Nigeria, either directly or by proxy, using the governors of the Southeast. I want to also commend at this juncture alliances that we have had so far. I want to commend especially General Orji in his speech today, the 30th of October, 2022. I want to commend General Orji for not falling into the trap of the enemies. I want to commend him the way he dribbled the enemy. I want to tell General Orji that I watched him very well and very closely as he responded to questions from a Fulani journalist. Asking about alliances with Simon Ekpa. I want to make it very clear, nobody goes into alliance with Simon Ekpa as a person, as an individual. What we have tried to do and what we have done is to prove the enemies wrong, that the Biafra liberation and the Biafra restoration is not a place that divide and rule will work again. We have defeated them. We want to inform them that now we can work in unity. We want to inform the Fulani cabals and the Southeast governors that the days of the divide and conquer is over. And the main reason why we bring every group together, almost every group together, is to show our preparedness for Biafra and to make sure that our strength are utilized in uniform. So General Orji, the way you responded to the question of the journalist, I do not know whether that is a journalist or that is somebody from somewhere, I do not know. But the questions he persistently asked about Simon Ekpa giving you money and making promises and all that, I want to commend you for you defeated the enemy, and our alliances or collaboration or whatever you see fit how to address it is still very intact. The promise we made in our alliance meetings or our collaboration meetings or our unison meetings is still intact. And we are working on it, and it remains like that. And I cannot make this broadcast today without commending the way you handled whoever that journalist is. And I will also recommend that you may never wish to invite such journalists into your broadcast, because the questions he asked revealed a lot. And if he is part of you, you may also need to reconsider revealing things that are not to be revealed to such journalists. Everything General Orji said on the video, I can confirm it is true, and there is nothing to subtract and nothing to add. The alliance between the Biafra National Guard happened in August. And of course, we are just in October, August, September, 1 month interval. We are just in October. And you do not expect a lot to start happening just like that. We are all struggling to make sure that we provide whatever that is needed for Biafra liberation. And for that reason, the Biafra National Guard is the army of Biafra, and they have been in existence before we go into the unification to make sure that we are fighting in one cause. I want to inform those who may have been disappointed with the way General Orji responded today is that the most important thing is we are all fighting for Biafra, and we respect each other, and we respect each other's values and qualities. It is no longer like before, where you will be calling General Orji a criminal. It is no longer like before, where other IPOB members will be calling General Orji a betrayer. It is no longer like before, like the journalists asked him, where they will brand him as somebody who worked with DSS. That we have been able to defeat. Nobody will call General Orji, not from our own side, a betrayer. There is no reason for that. But this has been the mechanism that the Fulani have used to destroy the Biafra struggle for many years. They made you understand that every other group that is fighting for Biafra are not genuine. They make you understand that BNL are not genuine. Today we have united with the BNL and they are doing a great job. They make you understand that Sabot are not genuine. Today we have been able to unite with Sabot and they are doing a great job. They make you understand that many groups in the Riverine area are not genuine. Today we have united with them and they are doing great jobs in their different zone. These are the things we have been able to achieve. We may not have billions of dollars to give to every alliance to be able to purchase whatever necessary equipment that is needed, but we have been able to set a standard that will lead us to greatness. And that particular achievement will remain like that until we begin to do the things that are needed. So I commend you, General Orji, for the maturity you displayed. And I want to tell you today that our discussion, the promises and everything is still intact. And there is no change to that. Rather, we are going to make sure that we better from today going forward. The Southeast governors today have shown and demonstrated that they are the worst enemy of Biafra people. And this State of the Nation broadcast is primarily targeted at addressing them. Today we have read from the Nation's newspaper that the Southeast governors recommend political solution on our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is completely unacceptable in the sense that we waited for the Southeast governors to give at least statement on the court ruling which exonerated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, discharged and acquitted him on the 13th of August. The Southeast governors did not react to this particular court ruling. They neither did not compel or advise the Nigeria Fulani terrorist government to follow the court order, at least without them heeding to their advice. Today, from the nation's newspaper, we can say that the Southeast governors on Sunday expressed their belief in using political solution to free our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when the court gave a statement and passed a ruling that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be discharged and acquitted, and the Southeast governors did not make any statement to that effect. We want to inform them today and inform Biafrans today that this attitude displayed by the governors of the Southeast today has directly indicted all of them and their involvement in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. When the court passed a judgment, they refused to compel the federal government to respect their own law. And they worked underground to change the judges, and today elephant can fly in Nigeria. And that is when the governors of the Southeast summoned the courage and have the impetus to come out publicly and disgrace themselves by calling for political solution, when a competent court in your own country have released and discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, we declare the governors enemies of Biafra. And because it is the Biafra people that voted them to power, we are going to take the power away from them before the election. Our period of mercy has elapsed. The disappointment coming from the resolution of the Southeast Governors Forum today is the highest knife stabbed on the chest of Biafrans. And we are going to give them sleepless night from today. We have done everything that needed to be done to ensure the security of lives and properties in Biafra, and of course, in the wider Nigeria. But today, the governors of the Southeast part of Biafra collaborating with our enemies, and they could not even voice out in defense of their own court that the federal government of Nigeria, controlled by terrorists, cannot obey their own court order only when they have done the kangaroo judgment and the elephant can fly, and now elephant is flying. Only then they summon courage to have a meeting. I remember that a few days ago, I was addressing the Southeast governors where I made mention that they haven't converged for a meeting for a very long time. And I believe that this shenanigans meeting that you see them having today is coming from the fact that I have reminded them that they have not had a meeting for a very long time since the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because they follow us every day. We are watching them as well as they're watching us. After they have demonstrated they have no remorse about the direct involvement of the waste of life and destruction of property by the invaders, Fulani terrorists, and the Nigeria government in army uniform and the DSS uniform. Since the Nigeria government has chosen the invaders and terrorists from the northeast part of Africa over their own said citizens. We have no option but to defend our land with everything we have. I want to also make this declaration here that everything General Orji said today, we the Biafra people endorse it. Every declaration that is coming from General Orji today on Biafra restoration and declaration, we endorse it, as it is the same goal that we have and it is the same thing we are doing. We endorse it and we are going to endorse it again and again and again. In addition to the declaration of General Orji, I want to also make very clear the following. We can all remember from the Nigerian newspaper, from the Tribune report of the 16th of August, 2022, where General Dambazu said, and quote, the army forces with a population of about 200,000 have the deficit to confront the terrorists as they have been overstretched. It is to review our counter-terrorism strategy to eliminate these state actors, as security should be the top agenda as we gradually approach the 2023 general election. I want to inform Biafrans that by every ramification and every information available to us, Nigeria army cannot defeat us in battle. They have no capacity. They may have the military jet, they may have the military helicopter, the gunboat, and what have you. But let me tell you today, Nigeria army and security agencies are divided like never before. The division in them is worse than what is happening at the National Assembly. And we know that very well. Apart from the division, every single person that is from the southern part and the middle belt of Nigeria serving in Nigeria army today are all doing that and waiting for the time the whistle will blow. The example of it is the former spokesperson of the Nigeria army, the name of General Enenche, who, after lying about the killing of Lekki Tollgate, he came back to apologize that he had to lie, which means he himself was also taking a second option while he was serving as the spokesperson of Nigeria army. Had it been that somebody like General Enenche was still serving in Nigeria army until the liberation of Biafra start, you think he is going to abandon his middle belt and fight for Nigeria? He will never do that. I just want to give you an example. But you know, there are thousands of Enenche serving in Nigeria army today, lying and displeasing their people. And when they go back their homes, they sleep on their bed and they cry. They cry to their families, they cry with their wives, they cry with their children, and they come out the next day and smile, waiting for who is going to take the lead for Nigeria to be disintegrated so that they will not continue to live in that perpetual bondage. General Enenche haven't come publicly to make expose how he lied. You can understand the level of cry he has cried in his bedroom with his wife and children. He must have been crying every day, waiting for when this crying is going to end. But look at him. Today he is like a free man. He is like a bird released from the cage. He jumped from one interview to another, narrating how he lied and how God can forgive him and all that. This is what is happening to almost 90% of Southerners and the Middle Belters serving in the Nigeria army. I am telling you the fact. Having said this, The same thing is applicable to the governors who have come to say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are adopting the political solution. The reason they have not come out when the court discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because the governors of the Southeast are also crying with their wives and children because they don't want to lose relevance and power. We are going to take it away from them before 2023. Mark my word. They have actually touched the spirit of the dead. And the spirit of the millions of Biafrans that died for this freedom will rise up to start confronting them from this week. Let me inform you today, Abuja is under almost lockdown for the threat of terrorist attack. Go to Abuja today, the capital of Nigeria, everywhere is deserted. People are going out with fear of the unknown. The uncertainty of coming back if you go out of your house in Abuja is unknown.
Thank you so much for sticking to this video to the end. Like I said before, now it's time for us to go to the comment section to air our mind and our opinion. Say what you think about this video and this platform. Do it constructively. Share this video, like, subscribe, and also continue to watch Linda's TV show because this is the home of news. Until I see you again in my next video, remain blessed. For now, I would say bye-bye.